Uh, Good day, ma'am. I am Ivan Kurt Magbana from 4th year Block 2, and I'm here to discuss the Section 18 to 22 of Rule 119 trial. Uh, First is Section 18, which is the charge of accused operates as acquittal. The order indicates in the preceding section shall amount to an acquittal of the discharged accused and shall be a bar to future prosecution for the same offense unless the accused fails or refuses to testify against his co-accused accordance with his sworn statement cons- constituting the basis for the discharge. In this section, state that if a person who has been accused of a crime is discharged, it means they are acquitted for found not guilty. This discharge or also prevents any future prosecution for the same offense, unless the accused does not cooperate and testifies against their co-accused as as previously agreed upon their sworn statement, which lead to their discharge. Essentially, if someone is let go from being accused of a crime, they can't be tried again for that same crime unless they do not follow through with cooperating with authorities. Section 19. When a mistake has been made in charging the proper offense, when it becomes manifest at any time before judgment that a mistake has been made in charging the proper offense, and accused cannot be convicted of the offense charge or any other offense necessarily included therein, the accused shall not be discharged if there appears good accused to detain him. In such case, the court shall commit the accused to answer for the proper offense and dismiss the original case upon the filing of the proper information. And Section 19 talks about what happens when there is a mistake made by charging someone with a crime. If it becomes clear before the trial that the wrong crime was charged and the accused cannot be found guilty of that specific crime or any other related crimes, they will not be released from the custody if there is a good reason to keep them detained. Instead, um, the court the court will charge them with a correct offense and dismiss the original case once this has been done. Basically, this section ensures that people are charged with the right crime and not wrongly convicted for something they do not. Section 20, appointment of acting prosecutor. When a prosecutor, his assistant or deputy is disqualified to act due to any of the grounds stated section 1 of Rule 137 or for any other other reasons, the judge or the prosecutor shall communicate with the Secretary of Justice in order that the latter may appoint an acting prosecutor. Section 20 of the Rule 119 talks about what happens when a prosecutor, his assistant or deputy cannot do their job for some reason. This could be because they have a conflict of interest, or maybe they are sick and unable to work. When this happens, the judge or prosecutor um, will contact the Secretary of Justice to ask them to appoint someone else who can fill in temporarily. This person is called an acting prosecutor and will take over until the original prosecutor is able to resume their duties again. Uh, Section 21. Exclusion of the public. The judge may motu proprio exclude the public for the courtroom if the evidence to be produced during the trial is offensive to decency or public morals. He may um, also, on motion of the accused, exclude the public from the trial except court, personnel, and the counsel of the parties. Um, in Section 21, seclusion of the public. The judge may motu proprio include the public from the courtroom if the evidence to be produced during the trial is offensive to decency or public morals. He may also, on motion of the accused, include in public for the trial except court. Personal and counsel of the parties. Uh, in section 11, in section 21 of legal document states that a judge can choose to execute the public from the courtroom for certain reasons. The judge can do this on their own without being asked by anyone else if they believe that evidence to be presented during the trial is inappropriate or offensive in some way. This means that if there's something about the case that might upset people who are watching or listening, like graphic image or language, then the judge has the power to ask everyone except court personnel and lawyers representing both sides to leave. Alternatively, if someone who is accused of a crime asks for privacy during their trial, then again, excluding members of public from attending may occur. In this situation, to only those involved directly with proceeding will remain present in the court. In short, Section 21 allows judge to keep things private when necessary in order to protect the same facts, in order to protect decency also and respect towards all parties involved in a court. 22. Consideration of trials of related offenses. Charges for offenses founded on the same facts or forming part of a series of offenses of similar characters may be tried jointly at the discretion of the court. In section 22 says that if someone is accused of committing more than one crime that are related to each other, the court decide to have all the crimes tried together in one trial. This means that instead of having separate trials for each crime, they can be combined into one trial. For example, if someone is accused of stealing a car and then using it to rob a bank, those two crimes could be tried at the same time because they are related. However, it's up to the court to decide whether or not this should happen. That's all. Thank you.